Fired up.
Put the old cellular tellular on vibrate. And it looks like we've got some kind of connection going on YouTube. And sort of kind of on time.
Sort of kind of on time. Yeah, we'll take 4 minutes leeway.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I will take that all day long. Nice tones. I like it. Hello everybody, if you are joining us as we go live. My name as always is Jonathan.
And I'm Sean.
Yeah, I was waiting for you. And we are live from every single one of your mother's houses here with
OnlyFrets.
You're live in 3, 2, 1.
Still have to change our
nice
logo in the intro, but hey, it is what it is. I'll get around to it when I got time.
Yeah, well, it's all good.
Yeah. So,
Jonathan, what are you holding, brother?
The subject of one of my topics today, it's my 50s standard Les Paul. Love this bad boy, or girl, whatever you want to call it. It's not a person, but this long piece of wood and steel. It's great. I got it running into my Joyo preamp house. So we're going out of that into my little interface here. Does it clean up? I don't even know if I...
Who cares?
Oh yeah, it does. It's got a clean channel on it, but it's got like 2 channels, but lots of different amps built into it, a cab sim and all that kind of stuff. I did a video on it, but it's a really, really cool little piece of gear.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, you got an old buddy there too with USC.
I do, sir. I do. I have my Flying V custom build Amazon kit with the what'd you call it in your most recent guitar review video, the Sendstar? You said it wasn't what you described the thinness of a neck in a certain way. I can't remember, but it's basically a razor thin neck. But
whatever I called it, I don't remember because I filmed that video like months ago. It's just now coming out.
Yeah.
So that's probably gonna be the case for a couple. Nice.
Very Roswell Harley Benton pickups either. Really, really nice.
No.
I
Yeah.
Yeah, like kind of a random thing for them to be so nice, you know?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, you can get a lot of pickups on Amazon that are somewhat decent to me as long as they don't squeal and the output is good. That's a good pickup. I don't care how much it costs.
Yeah, those Fleor pickups, it's like
Yep.
Fleor or whatever.
Yep.
Very popular brand on Amazon. And they're like super duper cheap as well. So
My
pretty cool.
years ago, my Jackson V, I put some Wilkinson pickups in it, and I remember this was years ago. I got the set for like $30, and they're great. I mean, they were good. I've still got the neck one. I don't remember what happened to the bridge one. I think I put it in something else and then sold it or something. I don't know, but it's got a Seymour Duncan in the bridge now, so you know, upgrades and such.
Or Duncan.
Yeah. So,
I have the Seymour Duncans in telly. They make a real up over there.
Yes, they do. And really quick, I would like to address like what happened last week. So about like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever, into our stream, I just kind of went bye-bye. Apparently, the tower in our area, because I live out in the boonies, the tower in our area was under construction to make things faster and better, which thus far I've noticed a bit of a difference, so kind of worth it. But I'm on T-Mobile for both my phone and internet, so everything went down. So, and I was still working, I was on my
Lights
lunch break
out,
and had
baby.
yeah, and I was on my lunch break, so like after this, I'd have to go back to work. But I'm like, well, how do I do that? I figured it out, but it was just a pain. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get some traffic like we had last time. Because last week it was bumping over here. I really, really enjoyed all the views and everybody that was around and everything. So,
Yeah, that was definitely a bit of a surprise, and I'm not gonna lie, your boy was a little lost without you on the tail end of that thing. So
yeah,
I'm glad that they got all that sorted out for you. And
yeah, me too.
quick, what up to BBM, Mark Spurgeon, and Randy Tritt. Speaking of,
Cool dudes. Did I lose you, or are you there?
nope. Uh,
You're like cutting in
here.
and out on my side.
Uh-oh. We have a delay.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's not bad. But anyway. So,
All right.
you
No,
had a
technical
topic.
diff, Jonathan and Sean.
I know it. So you had a topic. I had
Yeah,
something that I was going to talk about.
I
Yeah, we're on a delay.
Oh my gosh, what? Brother, bear with us here, folks, while we figure this out.
Yeah. It's never ending.
Hmm. How we doing?
I can hear myself on your end, and it's on like a 2 or 3 second delay.
Well, hopefully we can push through.
Hopefully.
Chat's popping off over on my channel.
Well, there you go.
Man, we got the Tooth, Lars Guitars, Pedal Playhouse in the house, Zach Thong.
Nice.
Starting on my topic. We talked about short form. And I guess my question to you would be, do you think that the short form is like it's chicken egg, right? Like short form is popular driven by the technology, or did our shortening attention spans drive the want and will of short form? Because I remember Vines back in the day, very popular 7-second videos. Do you think that Vines is the root of the short form evil?
I think it had a lot to do with it. Because when Vine went away, I kind of didn't get on TikTok. Like, I'm on TikTok now. I'm not really active uploading, but I kind of contribute to the problem, I guess, a little bit with, consuming that kind of content. But what I've noticed, excuse me, is that TikTok kind of took over from Vine, but I think they had like minute-long videos or something like that. And you start to see this with like Reels, and you see it with Shorts, and you see it with like they're making that type of content where it's not short anymore. You can make long-form short content, which doesn't make any sense to me, but like you can make 10-minute long TikToks, which yeah, so it's like, but I mean, there's the way that the short form content is kind of evolving. It's almost like it's going right back into long form content, which is kind of all you're really changing at that point is how you view long form content, meaning literally like, is it landscape or is it portrait? Because if you get on TikTok and even some Reels and everything, or Shorts really, I guess, you can find people that have like whole series that are filmed in portrait on TikTok or Reels, and they're entertaining. So it's like, I don't know. I think that is short form content in the idea of time based kind of going the way of the dodo. I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, the minute long clips have their place, but I don't know. I think that Vine's contributed to the short attention spans. I don't know if people are getting their attention spans back or if they just appreciate long form content more. I don't know. It's a hard question because, and I know I'm just rambling at this point, but with being on YouTube specifically, I've heard from a lot of people say either focus on long form content like traditional YouTube videos or focus on shorts. Don't try to mix and match between the two because it can, I guess, mess with your analytics and your stats or whatever. I can't really say for myself whether that's actually true or not, but
on this over in the chat here, and then I'll give you my take real quick. But Pedal Playhouse Joan says shorts and long form divides audiences. So your short form will not be the same folks that watch the long form, which is definitely true. In my case, my shorts do like 15 and stuff. Those do like 50 to 100 depending. But another thing somebody said, let's see, the Tooth 77 says they call it TikTok brain, which is pretty funny. And then Pedal Playhouse also adds that she finds short form really limiting, and I agree. I actually use my shorts to promote the long form videos.
Yeah.
Jonathan, sun's out, guns out. That's what we were literally saying right before we fired.
Yeah. Not that there's much gun, but yeah.
To hop into a Camaro and
it's a Mustang. First off, get it right. It's a Mustang. First off, get it right.
Oh, my bad. True.
No, it's all good.
I think it's funny because the popularity of something like where there was a character limitation at the start.
Yep.
And then people were like, it's complete a full thought. I have to do like 15 tweets in a row, which actually illustrates your point about the TikTok series things. So like TikTok is like video Twitter to me.
Yeah.
Like early Twitter. YouTube is like video Facebook, and Instagram's still just Instagram. But like even Instagram allows you now to put up like long videos. I don't even know, when you post a post, it can be as long as you want, as far as I know. I'm a huge fan of Instagram. That it took the place of like everything except YouTube for me. I really like that form of communication and social media, but yeah, dude, I think long form's coming back, and that's because people want to hear full reviews. They don't want you to do a 5 minute review of a guitar. They want you to get into the weeds on it, or they want to see a full guitar build. I'm doing my Firebird's coming along. I've got it painted, and I was gonna do a series, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna supercut this bitch. Like, we're just gonna do all of it in one shot. It's gonna be like an hour long video probably, and I don't really care. Like, that's how I want to do it.
Well, I mean, you got someone like
Um,
you got, and again, sorry, we're on a delay, so if I cut you off, I promise I'm not being rude.
no, you're good. You're good.
So, someone like Zim's Guitars, for example, or Dave's World of Fun Stuff, that guy.
Yeah.
They'll make 30, 40, 50-minute long videos of them just like changing strings and doing general setups, but they're cool hangs, right? Like you go and watch them, and you can just put that on in the background and just listen to them talk, and it's like, oh, yeah, this is just cool to listen to. So it's when you get into that longer form, like hour-long video, the only thing that you can really give somebody as far as advice goes is like, you just better have a good personality, or you better have something about you going on, because if not, you're wasting your time making an hour-long. Like for you, for example, I think you would do great with hour-long videos or whatever. I mean, obviously your live streams, they seem to do pretty well considering the size of your channel right now, and as you continue to grow, I'm sure that you'll find a niche in those people that like the longer form, or more people will tune in for your live streams, especially with consistency. They see that you actually do it, so.
Right. Yeah, I mean, consistency is definitely key. I try to keep like any demo video or anything I'm doing on. I think you've hit a nice formula for the way that you do your gear demo stuff, where the videos are like right in the pot. I just like that format to be as long form as I feel like it needs to be. I mean, obviously I edit them and stuff, but yeah. So it is kind of hard. We've talked about this in previous OnlyFrets, but like I'm still trying to find where I fit in, and I don't know if I ever really will, because I just kind of do things on a whim. But I like long form. I think there are a lot of people who like it as well. But shorts do serve a purpose.
They do, yeah. And I'm kind of a good example, because it took me forever to get into longer form content. And I think it's because at one point in time I was just like, I just want an answer, and I kind of want it now for something or other. But what kind of what kind of got me into longer form content, honestly, is watching the Andertons channel, back in the day, because they did it right. They were entertaining. They had good editing. They were obviously both great players, Rob Chapman and Lee Anderton, and then Bia would come on there sometimes, and Danish Pete and all them. Even all the other people that they have on there that are smaller channels in their own right. They're great. Like when they get Dave Simpson on there, it's like, wow, I'm checking this out, because I know, but he's a good example too. That dude will just sit and play for like 45 minutes straight and then come on and be like, "Hey, my name's Dave," and I'm like, "What are you doing?" But he's doing it right because you stick
Dave's
around
wild,
that entire.
dude.
Yeah, you stick around for that 45 minutes while he's playing because you're just like mesmerized. Like, wow, he's a great player. He's a great dude. I would love to meet him, but we're pawns away, so
Yeah.
can't do that. Maybe one day.
Right. No, he's awesome, man. I love Dave's channel.
Yeah.
And he's such a monster guitar player. We've got a couple points. Pedal Playhouse says I did a 50-minute video that was both human and animated. If anybody hasn't checked out Pedal Playhouse, go subscribe immediately. Joan does fantastic videos. She writes storylines for them. It's a similar spirit of like what Super Danger Studios does, but she has her own style and everything, and good, really good guitar player. So Joan's able to like demonstrate the pedal or the guitar or whatever she's reviewing. It's just really fantastic stuff. Anyway, the 50-minute video is one of my best videos, but I will never do that again. Too much work, and I don't have 4 months to spend on a video for YouTube. Fair.
Then you
and
get
then
into
Keith
the.
adds. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say just with that, then you get into if it doesn't pay off, you spend 2-3 months working on a video that long, and then you get 100 views on it. It's like I don't want to. Trust me, I've been there, done that. I'm like, I'm not doing this type of video at least for a long time if I ever do it again, because it's like it got 200 views in a month. Like, no, it's not worth it.
Yeah, and I guess that's also like the difference between like tone deep or like doing a like a podcast interview format is that the goal for me for those is not the views. I want to talk to the person I'm talking to. I'm sharing that on YouTube, but like those are for me, like 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Like, and so I guess that also depends on like what you're doing. Is this a sponsored video? Did a pedal company send you something? And not that there's an expectation necessarily, but are you expecting from yourself that you're holding up your end of the bargain? Because that's part of the deal too, is you want to be a person that they want to send something else to down the line.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of make sure that it fits I don't want to say the marketing vibe, but that's kind of what we're all doing here to some degree or another. Got Keith tries to keep them 7 to 15 minutes, 15 to 30. He did a 40. Because he got long-winded, that'll happen. And then, yeah, lots of good conversation. I probably shouldn't read every single one of these, but that's not true, bro. And yeah, what up to CD Nelson, Jimmy Biter, and all the other folks over here. So anyway, yeah, I think there's a place for all these videos,
yeah,
long
absolutely.
form, short form, whatever. It's gonna find, the algorithm's gonna find the people it needs to get to for sure.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah. What was your topic today? We can have a clunky transition.
Okay, so this might be a little bit of a therapy session for me. So, I chose this guitar specifically. Oh, wait, I got Guitar Pit of Horrors in my chat. Just sub to Electric Flamingo. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, so this guitar went with me last night, and it was gigged for the first time in its life. So I went to an open mic night at Hot Frog Music. It was me and my dad. We had put together, because we went back last month sometime. I think it's like the third Wednesday of every month, something like that. So we went back, do the math. And we went in thinking that it was like an open jam kind of thing, but in fact it was not. It was literally like, oh, this band is here, or like these group of guys know how to play this song. So we didn't end up playing because we were like, well, God, we need to prepare for this. So come yesterday, we've been picking some songs, playing them, whatever, and we had 3 songs we were going to play. We had a couple of different issues, and that was that I'm a guitar player, my dad's a bass player. I can sing. I would just rather not if I can help it, right?
Sure.
So we needed a drummer, if anything. And there were a couple of drummers up there. So we had, here was our set list. We had Good to Be King by Tom Petty, which surprisingly,
Great.
people up there that are big Tom Petty fans did not know the song. And I was like, okay.
What?
Right, because I've never been like a big Tom Petty fan. As I've kind of gotten older, I can kind of appreciate it more.
I'm signing off right now. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, like, what? No, so
I'm kidding.
as I've gotten older, I get into it more. But I've never heard that song. My dad could play it, and he was like, hey, try this one. It's an easy song, blah, 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 blah. So there's that.
Yeah.
We had, what was the other one? Too Late for Love by Def Leppard. That's a fun song to play. But
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anybody could sing that. But I had a solution for that. I'll get to it. And then the third song was Plush by Stone Temple Pilots. Right? So
Oh, nice.
nice mixed bag there. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So here's where everything kind of starts to fall apart. So we had everything planned and good. We rehearsed it. I'm like, I can sing most of it, if anything. For the Def Leppard song, we had, I created a backing track that was the drums and the vocals, and we were just going to play over it, right? Like I did
Okay.
AI, took it out. So that worked out fine. So now we had to go through the entire evening trying to find a singer for the Tom Petty song, at least, because I didn't know it well enough to sing it. And we had to find a drummer to play on those 2 songs. So we get in there, and fortunately, there's a band that has a bunch of people that are more like into the rock scene, So we're like, oh, this is perfect. We can ask one of them, if anything. So they get up on stage first. They're the first band up there. And they play, they start saying they're going to play Stone Temple Pilots. And me and my dad are looking at each other like, oh, God, please don't play Plush.
Yeah.
Please don't play Plush. They don't end up playing Plush. They play through 3 songs, right? The third song, we're thinking, oh, it's going to be it. And it was Cumbersome by 7 Married 3. I think that's what the band's called.
Nice.
So we were like, oh, great, we got it. And then Brad, God love him, from the back, the guy that owns Hop Rock Music, he yells, encore. And I'm like, encore. I looked at my dad and I'm like, this is it. And then up on stage,
They're going to play Plush.
they're talking back and forth, and then I hear the bass go dun dun dun, and I was like, oh my God. And then you hear the and then it is dun, and I'm like, God.
Yeah.
Damn it! Like what? And I'm looking back at. You just had to say it. And he was. So we were like, okay, so we're down a song already before we even get up there.
Yeah.
And I know I'm just whatever, but I need to talk about it. So I'm trying to go around.
Space.
Yeah.
Safe space, Jonathan.
I'm trying to go around and find somebody else that could maybe play something that I know, because the problem is last time we went it was a bunch of blues guys, right? So they're all asking,
Okay.
can you play Eric Clapton and Jimi Hendrix? And I'm like, not really, but anyway. So we're panicking trying to find another song to play, and I said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna learn the Tom Petty song vocally real quick. Like I know the timbre of it, I gotta learn the lyrics, blah blah blah. Still got to find a drummer. Well, this dude's in there.
King.
Yeah. So this dude's in there, and Brad's helping me, and he says, hey, this guy's a good drummer. I talk with him. And then there was another guy up there. He's a kid. I think he's like 16, 17, something like that. He's come to karaoke nights that I hosted. He's a singer, great singer. I think his social media is Harrison Sings a Lot. I think it's what it's called. You should look him up. He's a great singer. And I played with him a little bit, 2 songs, like acoustically, but I'm getting off track. So I'm working with the drummer dude. And I said, look, I can sing Plush, and I'm going to try to sing the Tom Petty song, okay? He said, okay, yeah, I don't really know him, but I learned by ear. I learned pretty quick. So he went outside, listened to it, came back and said, I got it. We're good. He was out there for like 20 minutes. Cool. So now that we're finally at the juicy part, it's our turn. We get on stage. I'm here. My dad's here. Drummer's here. Started out cool. We start to play Plush because I'm just like, we're just going to play it. And everybody laughed, made a joke out of it. And it was fine. The drummer did not drum the song the correct way. He was just like he kind of had an idea, you know. But he listened to it one time, I guess. And he was kind of rushing it, and I was like, God, drummers. Okay. So we fumble our way through that. Then I say, I'm going to play the Tom Petty song. I say, okay, yeah, we got a Tom Petty song, and I was making jokes with the crowd, like, how does nobody know this song when y'all are all Tom Petty fans? I get to the first chorus. It's going well. But before the first chorus hits, there's just right, and then it goes into the chorus. No drums, no nothing. This dude just keeps playing, so I lose my time in my head, and I'm like, where are we at? And I kind of look at my dad, and he hits, and he starts playing, and it just falls apart right there on stage. So I'm just like, so I just look at him, and we're just standing there looking at each other. I'm like, well, we're not doing that song, so we'll go on to the next one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and then we played the Def Leppard thing. Had some technical difficulties with that because why not? And as we were playing that, there were people in the back walking out the door. And I don't know if it was bad timing. Like, we played it well. It's just, it was a little weird because it was, you know, the recorded vocals and drums and stuff. It was whatever.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I was just like, so this is great. So we absolutely bombed open mic night. And to getting to that point, like, I don't know. Do you find that as like a humbling experience? And how would you handle that? Because we literally were just like, thank you, and walked off. Because I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Thank you, and walked off.
Okay. An incident in a band. So I had bombing is just gonna happen when you're playing live. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Some nights are just gonna go like that. I mean, it sounds like you guys probably need to find a regular drummer that
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I was in this really heavy like garage metal band in like 2009, 10. We wrote our own songs. So if you're going to bomb with your own songs, things got to get pretty out of hand, right?
Yeah.
So we somehow acquired an invitation to play garage metal, like heavily distorted, disgusting lyric, like really depraved
Right.
garage metal at a Burning Man style festival. So this is all EDM, trip hop,
Yeah.
you know, acid,
Completely out of your element. Yeah.
a 3-piece garage metal band, you know.
All right.
So we show up, and it's a music festival, so there's extracurriculars floating about, if you will. Strictly off the books style inhibitors, or what would you, there's things going on my tongue, and
Some partaking.
yes, there's some partaking about, if you will, and we had to play at this pavilion, so it's just like a pole barn style kind of a thing, and we didn't know this, but there's no tech person. They'll come right back.
Am I back?
Are we back?
Am I back?
You're back.
I hope so.
Anyway, we take all our so like we had to get all our gear to the pavilion, but I'm inebriated heavily, like seeing things and stuff like that, and then we're trying to drive my Isuzu Rodeo up this path to the pavilion so we can unload and like set up for the show. And there's all these people on the road, and they're just like, and this is probably half in my mind, but these people like looking at me like I'm the devil because I'm driving on a path people are walking on. But there's only one way to get up there. So we get up there. We somehow manage to like set things up, and all nothing going right at all. And we get set up, and we
Hmm.
and some guy goes back behind the stage and turns the light on and looks to me like, "Did you not know?" In the rodeo, we just leave the rodeo by the pavilion. We were the last band to play at the pavilion that night, so like lock the doors, and then we go over to where they're starting the burn of the Burning Man, and we're standing there, and we overhear a call, and the guy goes, "Hey, did you check out the band at the pavilion?" And the other guy's like, "Yeah." He's like, "How was it?" And he was like, "Disruptive at best." And that was the review of our performance at Soak Festival 2010. And we actually, just so you know, short story long, we went back home, and my bass player and I changed the header on our MySpace profile, the quotes that you could put up back in the day. We changed it to "disruptive at best, one fan raved." And so, I think, Mark says, "Let the old guy handle this. Who the fuck cares? Just learn and move on." That's how I always looked at it. Like, if I'm going to bomb, like, whatever,
Yeah.
I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory, and any criticism that comes my way because of that is going to be highlighted and laughed
Yeah, and that's kind of what I said. I was like, look,
at.
look, I haven't played live in a long time, right? I've not played live
Right.
in a while.
Yeah.
With other people to be.
Yeah, you're shaking off the rust.
Exactly. And my dad's it's been longer than that because he was in a band when he was, God, younger than I am now. Probably about my age, something like that. Right? He was in a band a while back, but so it's probably been since then that he's played, and he was, nervous about it and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no, I get it. I mean, with me, I wasn't as nervous about being in front of people because I'm kind of past that with like my DJ side hustle thing that I do. So it was more or less getting up there and like, let's just hope everything works. That's what I was nervous about. But yeah, it's exactly that. It's like I was talking to the band that played first because we all became quick buddies after we were like, "You stole our song," kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I was like, it's just at this point, it's just paying dues. I'm not playing empty rooms because I know that's the old saying, you pay dues playing empty rooms. But it's like, no, it was funnily enough, it was a very busy night. It just so happened to be a very busy night last night. They usually get pretty good turnouts, but there were a lot more people there than I remember seeing. So I'm like, of course, we got a bomb in front of like one of the bigger crowds, right? So,
Dude, that was the same for me at that festival. Like, I was not expecting anybody to be there, and there was like the whole pavilion was full of people, and I was just like, fuck. And I was just fried. It was so bad, dude. Honestly, if we would have been at least like in our right minds, even if we were inebriated in some fashion, lights probably would have figured out a better way to get the stuff to the pavilion or done it earlier or whatever. We were just having too much fun. So that's another like sort of lesson in the thing is like, if you have a gig coming up until after, like if you don't have somebody taking care of you and you have to do it on your own, like I learned that lesson. Like I need to stay like dialed until we get this show over, and then when that's done, I'm gonna have endorphins going. I'm gonna feel real good. Hopefully it will have gone really well, and then you can sort of, let loose a little bit.
yeah.
But it was a learning lesson, and like Mark said, you just learn and move forward.
Oh yeah.
Want to say quick what up to Brian at Searching for Tone. He says, did we decide shorts suck? They attract more bots than subs. I think we decided that there's an audience, robotic or not, for every format.
It's just AI learning to try to be human. That's all it is. Oh, they watch
all
short
we're
form
doing
content, so we'll watch it and comment too. Awesome video on this video that is not awesome. Like,
It was like literally make one that's terrible on purpose and just see what the bots have to say about it,
it's overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
This
No,
video
that's
of me
funny.
eating a live kitten, great video. Like,
They literally, shorts are there to serve for a channel trying to grow to achieve watch hours.
yeah, pretty much.
Like, that's what you get out of it, is like
But
watch
here's
hours.
the thing though. If you're looking to go viral, that's where you want to be at, is short form content. Because how many times have you been like, you can do TV shows as saying like, oh, there are quotable moments or they're like moments that you whatever, but with this revolution of like streaming and stuff and people watching YouTube as their like primary source of television, if you will.
Oh yeah.
You don't have TV show quotable moments anymore. You have, social media quotable stuff or memes,
Check out
stuff
this
like
meme.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all memes.
Yep.
There are so many, like Vines, that's a great example. There are so many quotable Vines, right? Like, you can just spend all day quoting Vines. And like I said, if like you said, it's looking to grow and get more views and stuff. That's a great way to go. If you can create one viral moment, that's generally all you need to kickstart it. You just have to not ride that wave and either continue to do the same thing necessarily, like don't beat a dead horse kind of thing, or learn what audience you've attracted and what they like and kind of build on it. Because that's the problem. People go viral one time, and that's usually their star's very bright for, a very short time. Not that I would know. I've never gone viral, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, I do. And, speaking of, here's a really good example. Okay. So does everybody remember I'm gonna curse right now, just for anybody who's watching with their kids around, but
Yep. Yep.
With the really good voice.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Dustin Hatzenberger.
Yeah.
He, in terms of singing, I'm dropping his YouTube channel. So like I saw that Vine or like a replay of that Vine on Instagram. You know, they do those 365 days of whatever Vine that they're
compilations.
trying to honor or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so there was one with that guy, and I was like, oh, I remember that Vine. And then I was like, man, that guy's voice is really good. And I kind of like went down a rabbit hole one night, and I found his YouTube channel. Holy crap, dude! Like he made an album, like a long, like maybe 10 years ago or whatever.
Right.
He covered like "Somewhere Only We Know" by Keen. He covered "Someone You Loved." He covered like, I mean, he has all these covers. He did a Christmas. And I'm not a huge Christmas music person, but on Christmas Day I will listen to Christmas music, and that's like literally it has to be, if it's not Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, I'm not doing it. But like this guy is really, really good, and like he has like 35K subs, like, and but he was so viral on Vines for those Vines videos, and specifically that one. And you're like, how does he only have, like, how did he not blow up, and it's because a viral moment doesn't always equate like long-term success. You could be a one-hit wonder, you know. And so I think that's a problem, because he has all of these 5 to 10-minute videos of him singing beautifully, perfectly, amazingly. Nobody's seen him. Not really. Not like the way that his Vines were popular, And I think he owns a whiskey like company in California now, and he's not even doing music, and you're just like, golly, dude, I would kill to hear that guy
Right.
sing live. At a concert or something.
Right.
And, it's just viral doesn't always equal successful.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he got a lot of money from.
Yeah. And that's one thing that if
ad
you
money.
listen to someone like the vidIQ channel, if you're like learning YouTube tips, that's a lot of what they'll tell you to do is they'll say, don't try to go viral. If you happen to, cool. And I kind of agree with that sentiment, maybe in a different kind of way. It's because if you do go viral and you're just kind of being natural to yourself, it's not forced. It's not like you're trying to get a laugh out of something or whatever. Yeah. It's so much more organic, and that's when it's beneficial to you to go viral. Because if you go viral and then people start saying, oh, he's got to have other content, and they go and see that it's the same kind of organic, kind of like it's you're more likely to it's more likely to stick, right? But yeah, people that force virality, that's how you think the word?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Those are the people that fall hard. They'll go up real quick, and then it's just, and they don't do anything else.
Yeah.
But then you got people that were on Vine that were smart and moved. You got to adapt. So like when TikTok came around, you had people. But I heard from, I don't know if you know, I think it's King Bach. Do you remember him on Vine? Okay.
Well, maybe. I probably have seen it.
Yeah, you'll know who it is if you see it. He was doing an interview one time, and this is basically, I think, what caused Vine to kind of fail. He was like, hey, like, I'm one of the biggest creators on this platform, and along with all these other people, but like, we're not getting paid. Like, Vine was not paying these people to, go viral consistently, right? So that's where they said, well, we're just going to stop making content. And then they were smart and moved to other platforms. So that's kind of, I think, what killed Vine. But again, it was smart on them because they adapted and said, well, what's this other thing that maybe is kind of there? We can take our talent and blow it up, and that's that. I'm not gonna say they contributed to like the rise of TikTok because it was already kind of a thing, but I think that when Vine went out, that shift of content creators taking that style and being able to do something longer than 7 seconds worked.
Yeah.
But the problem is that 7-second Vine was perfect because that 7-second limitation forced you to get so creative in that 7 seconds. I think that is an extreme bit of limiting that was so beneficial to a lot of people and just sparking creativity. You see what I'm saying? Because if you have an unlimited amount of time, like you do essentially on YouTube and stuff, you're just going to kind of put up whatever slop you want. Not necessarily you or whoever, but just anybody can do it. With 7, 10, 15 seconds, it's like you got to get to the point, right? You don't have time to drag on, hey guys, it's me, and this is the, it's like get into the joke, right? Which I kind of liked, and obviously a lot of people liked. I know I'm rambling. I'm sorry. You can tell me to shut up whenever. But
Zero fat. Zero fat.
yeah.
It's okay. Couple things from the chat. Yossi says 13 years on YouTube, 8,500 views, and I'm happy with my stats. Proud even. Yeah, I mean, we don't all have to be Paul Davids or Tyler Larson or whatever. It's more about like the support and the people you have around you. I am gonna video together recently. I'm dropping that in the chat. And he, you know, graciously asked me to do a solo on one of his wonderful songs that he wrote. And I filmed myself playing the solo, and it was a lot of fun. Really great song. So that was really cool. And that's kind of more what I'm in this for. I don't need to go viral. I want to meet good folks and have a good time because this is my hobby.
Yeah.
And then searching for tone brings up, you don't want to go viral off of something that's not your regular content, because if not, you'll have to keep up that style or tank your channel.
That's why I said if it's something organic,
great point.
You know, and you go back to your channel and see more of that organic stuff, you know, you're more likely to stick. It may not be the same as your viral moment, but I mean, it has the potential to be versus, you know, like you were saying, for your guitar channel, but you make a cooking video and then the cooking video goes viral. What do? You know, like, I get that. That's great advice.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, and then Pedal Playhouse Jones says that happened to her on TikTok. Made NAMM content that blew up, and then like, fuck, I can't replicate that at all, and it only happens once a year, right? So I mean, luckily at least that was in the vein of what you do, Joan. But and then she says alternatively, I'd like to grow based on what I create and do not want to chase trends. Good call. It's not sustainable, and also I just feel like your videos won't be as good. Like, Jonathan, you've done a run of, you know, somewhat off-topic technology for a guitar YouTube channel recently, and you know what? The videos are good. I can tell that you're interested in the products and like they serve a purpose for you outside of just guitar playing, like your DJ stuff or whatever. Yeah. And you know, I think that's good. I think it's good to have a variety and to do videos that you like in a way you like to do them, and I think that just builds the most honest YouTube channels. I talked to, and now I'm rambling, I talked to Robert Baker about that a little bit on our Tone Deep interview, and you know, he was just like, I'm just glad that I've done it over all these years. You know, he has 18 years on YouTube, and he's like, I'm just glad that we kept it about guitar. Like I built it the right way, and like anybody that came in and tried to ruin the party got kicked out immediately.
Yeah.
And we just kept, related to the thing that I love to do. And I think if you do.
You there?
I'm here. Are you here?
I am here. Yeah, you're cutting in and out, so I'm sitting here like, where are you at? But
Oh man,
yeah,
my bad.
that's all good. It's all good. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
yeah. There's it's an onion. You got the layers and all that stuff, but yeah. So as long as you keep it fun, that's what I've always said is the end result of all of that. Just be natural, have fun.
100%.
Yeah.
So, Jonathan, what do you got coming up this week? This next week, say.
I think I'm kind of done with all of the sponsored stuff that I had. I have a couple more things coming, but there's been a long enough break in between where it's like, let's see. Sorry, I always like to bust this out and just see what's going on here. Yeah, so it's going to start getting into a bunch of my older videos that I've recorded, but couple of reviews, couple of different interesting things. So more of kind of the same but different in a way, and then I'll have sponsored stuff. I've got a couple of topic videos that I would like to try to film at some point, but I've got to find the time to do it because between work and kids starting back school and being on a band committee, like a booster committee, and side jobs and just all of that, it's like, so by the time it comes to like actually film a video, I'm just like, I just kind of don't want to do it right now. Which again, that's the benefit of being your own boss with this thing and how doing it for fun. It's just like, it's like I always say, I can just stop doing this tomorrow and no one can yell at me for it. No one can make me feel bad for it. It's like, I just turn the camera off, never turn it back on because it's my show, right? I can do whatever I want with it. So, I'm not at that point yet where I want to do that. I'm just kind of at a point where it's like I need life to slow down a little bit so I can put more time into this, when need be. But that is part of the reason that I filmed so many videos months ago and scheduled them, because if I do need a break, I can just stop doing it, but content still keeps going, and I appease the ever-changing algorithm and, plan ahead. That's what I have to say. That's my advice. Plan ahead.
What's that guy Colin at Science of Loud?
Oh yeah.
He always says the ever-changing whims of the YouTube algorithm, the ever-changing whims of the YouTube.
Sounds a lot better when he's saying.
I love that phrase.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
Sounds a lot better when he's saying.
Of course, yeah, got that actual Scottish accent. I am a Mick, but I'm not born and bred,
right.
So I'm watered down. But for me, coming up is I'm still working on the Firebird, so that's happening. Yep. I don't really have anything in the hopper, but I may do like I started that like series of all my guitars or whatever, and I haven't shot a video on one of my guitars and just make an excuse for myself to jam on one of these. Just working on the Firebird, and then a big long video for that will come out. And I've got my live stream tomorrow night, super late, probably around 9 or 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Nice. And we'll be hanging out. And we've been on the live stream. We've started doing this thing where like I'll play for a little while, and then as I kind of get bored of hearing myself, we'll jump in and like play somebody else's, somebody in the chat has like a new song they're working on, or they took a vid. Randy Tritt did a concert and he posted some videos of himself playing a show on 4th of July. We watched that. So we're kind of sharing a little later in the pod. I recorded a solo last week for another one of Yossi's tracks, just for funsies, and just kind of doing music stuff on the live stream. And I kind of wish you were West Coast time so you could join us, but
No, I'm thoroughly
it is what
asleep
it is.
by the
I'll
time
take-
you start up.
Oh yeah, I know, I know it. It's like literally you'd have to wake up early to make my podcast. Puppy Badass, what's up? Real quick, just want to thank all 13 people in the chat right now. Appreciate all the insight and added points to our conversation. Yeah, good day, dude. We didn't have any. Nobody died on the stream.
I know, other than a couple of delays and a couple little cutouts. I mean, I'll take that. I would rather
Yeah.
not have it, but maybe by episode 20 we can have a celebratory. We have no more technical issues, but I doubt it. Something will happen.
I'm really thinking about trying out this EV Mux program. It's like $25 a month. I might pay for it and just for like the first month,
Yeah.
or like if they have a free trial or something, we could try it on the next stream and just see if maybe Video Ninja is not like the best way to do this.
I think the way that we're doing
I like it, but maybe we can keep everything the same.
Yeah. Because the way that we're doing it literally
might
is
try it out.
like Sean's a director. He sends me like his streaming link and my streaming link from his, and then you got to put it in OBS. Is that like it's going through so many channels, I think, but that's the only way we can get it to work. That I think it does put a little bit of a delay and strain on like the network and stuff. So yeah,
I
there's
think
gotta
we
be a
can
better
use
solution
EV
to it.
Mux and do it similarly through OBS. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out, and maybe we'll be able to get it locked in, cleaned up a bit.
Who knows? We can hope. But I think it's getting to be about that time. It is 3:06 on my clock. Little chime there, clock chime. But okay, Sean left. Now he's back. He keeps leaving. Sean keeps leaving.
Nope,
on
I'm
my
back.
side. I know. It's just the never ending. So, well, before one of us gets inevitably booted off here, thank you guys for joining us for this episode of OnlyFrets Live, as always, from your mother's house. And don't worry, we're leaving, but we will be back next Thursday. 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. You would really think I could say that by now. I'm exhausted, though, so forgive me. Anyway, trust me, I'm gonna try. Still got a busy couple of days, but anyway, everybody take care. We will see you guys sort of promptly next week.